Hello and welcome everybody to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News Business. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on all our social media networks and to catch us every day by logging onto our website, mexiconewsnetwork.com, for relevant stories and news. Let's start with today's show. As of Tuesday, changes to the laws that allow air travelers to require reimbursement came into force, meaning airlines operating in Mexico will face strict penalties if their passengers suffer delays of more than 60 minutes. Airlines will have 90 business days starting June the 27th to adjust their procedures to comply with these measures. That is until the last week of October. On Monday, the Federal Official Gazette published amendments to the Civil Aviation Act and the Federal Consumer Protection Law, where passenger rights are created and, among other things, fines for unregulated takeoffs. The decree says that in case of a delay of more than 1 hour and less than 2 hours with respect to the departure time stipulated in airline tickets, companies must compensate for their own policies, but minimums must include discounts on subsequent flights towards the contracted destination and/or food and beverages. In case of 2 to 4 hours, the airlines will have to compensate with a 7.5% discount on a future trip to the same destination. If the delay is 4 hours or more, companies have to reimburse the value of the affected route, offer substitute transportation, accommodation if required, and ground transportation to and from the airport. In all three options, companies will give 25% of the value of the delayed flight. Among other rights include access on board with 2 suitcases and a documented suitcase of no more than 25 kilograms. In other news, this week, Facebook's chief executive officer Mark Zuckerberg boasted that every month 2 billion people use the service, which accounts for almost a third of the world's population. However, from now on, the desire to connect more people and reach the next billion users will be more difficult to Facebook due to one factor. Of the world population, less than half have internet. But now, a technology developed by Mexicans could allow the company to reach anyone who owns a smartphone, but does not have access to internet or a data plan, or because they're stuck in remote areas where there's no coverage. The technology offered by Bridgify is an algorithm that allows people to communicate using technologies such as Bluetooth. Between one device and another, the technology enables people to be connected in a range of up to 100 meters, but when there are other devices with this technology, the connection field is multiplied. Facebook has made several efforts to reach people who don't have internet through its Internet.org strategy, which includes launching drones to provide signal, an attempt that is expensive. With the Bridgify algorithm, Facebook users could, for example, access the app, publish statuses, visualize what their friends publish in text, communicate, share their location, among other tasks that currently the light version of these types of apps allow to do. Today, Bridgify has more than 20 agreements with different corporations, including Emirates Group, Sky Alert, Facturame, among others. In other headlines, President Donald Trump's latest proposal to install solar panels to erect an anti-immigrant wall on its border with Mexico seems a bright idea. But according to energy experts, it faces numerous obstacles. The central argument of the Republicans' campaign to build a border wall continued to be promoted by the new president at the beginning of his term, but he's failed to get much support from Congress, which has refused to fund it. Trump is currently trying to resurrect the project by adding an ecological touch. I'll give you an idea that nobody has heard yet. The southern border, very hot, lots of sun. We reflect on the construction of a wall as a solar wall, he said, during a rally in front of his sympathizers gathered in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, according to the agency. This would generate energy and this would finance it, he added. The expert association, Solar Energy Industries Association, has given a cautious welcome to this recognition of renewable energy, but others are skeptical about the implementation of such a project. For solar energy to be cost-effective, buyers and users need not to be installed too far from the source of production, noted Anya Schulman, head of Community Power Network, an association that supports local and regional solar projects. For Edward Alden of the Council on Foreign Relations, a wall of solar panels would be better than just a barricade. But the long distances between the border and the places where energy will be consumed make this project run the risk of being unprofitable. And finally, let's take a look at the markets. The Mexican peso increased 1.03% to 18.02 from 17.84 in the previous trading session. IPC Mexico traded at 49,336 on Wednesday, June the 28th. Historically, the Mexico stock market IPC index reached an all-time high of 49,939.47 earlier this year in May, and a record low of 14,008 in August of 2005. This was all for today. Thank you for staying with us. I'm your host, Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Log on to MexicoNewsNetwork.com for more information on Mexico and the world. Until next time.